This board they were trying to set up, Sean, is nothing new. Woodrow Wilson, who was a racist, segregationist, and of course a Democrat, he set up something like this, and I'm sure Joe Biden would know something about it because he's been all those things through his career too. Wilson issued executive order on April 13, 1917, creating a Committee on Public Information. It was a massive propaganda operation, a massive censorship operation. But I don't think we need her because they have MSNBC, the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, and all the rest of the reprobate media out there. So I don't know why they needed to be redundant with some government committee. That's number one. Number two, Joe Biden is a one-man wrecking ball, and he's taken his idiocy to our economy. And the American people need to understand something, and I've said this before. You're living in the United States of the Democrat Party. They control all the elected branches of government. You're seeing what it's like. You're seeing what their promises are like when they're actually put into action. Why is the southern border open? Why is it open like this? What is their purpose? Obviously, to import as many Democrats as they possibly can. That might backfire on them, but that's what they're doing. Why are they spending the way they're spending? They're collapsing the economy with inflation and so forth. They were warned about it, and yet they tell us the more they spend and the more debt you have, it actually fights inflation. Joe Biden is obviously an economic illiterate, always has been. But you can go down issue after issue. They're a trashing of the United States Supreme Court. This is the Democrat Party of America. The attempt to nationalize the voting system to ensure the Democrats always win. Oh, that's a good one. What else? Well, what else do you need to know? Baby formula? I mean, what kind of advanced country can't produce enough baby formula? And he blames it on whom? The private sector. Government regulations. The FDA shut down Abbott. We weren't importing formula from the European Union, which has stricter standards than we do. And it's the private sector's fault. You're seeing power moving from the private sector to the government. This guy's utterly incompetent. Can you imagine if rather than Donald Trump, Joe Biden had been president at the peak of this virus? We wouldn't have had vaccines, we wouldn't have masks, we wouldn't have ventilators, we wouldn't have respirators, we wouldn't have hospital beds, we wouldn't have anything. He'd be busy blaming the Republicans for the virus. I mean, he blamed Trump for every single death that occurred as a result of the virus. Here's the bottom line. This American Marxism cannot work. It does not work. These are people who've never really done anything in the private sector with their lives. They haven't created anything. They haven't built anything. They live in their own bubble. This is a horrific ideology that is alien to the United States. And if they had had luck in passing that Build Back Better nonsense, we'd be in the hole another $5 to $6 trillion. We'd be facing a depression today. And by the way, we're in a recession. I don't care what the economists say. I see it. We're in a recession. And if this is handled badly, we're going to be in a depression. The stock market has hit 1932 levels. Interest rates are hitting soon double digits. People cannot afford food and gasoline in the United States of America. We still have supply chain problems 6 months after they were identified in the United States of America. We had none of this, none of it, when Donald Trump was president of the United States. Vladimir Putin, who is a monster, has nothing to do with any of this. It's not Vladimir Putin and his invasion of Ukraine. It's Biden and the Democrats and their invasion of Washington, D.C. And now we have threats against the Supreme Court, threats to burn down the Supreme Court, violence against Supreme Court justices. This January 6th committee is a pathetic joke. We need a committee, all right. We need a committee on what the Democrat Party and their mob has done. 2020 during the summer, their threats now against the Supreme Court of the United States, how they rioted during Donald Trump's inauguration. We could go on and on and on about these people. That's the fact. As far as Joe Biden goes, we're going to have an election in November. If we don't crush this opposition, if we don't win in 2024, America's gone. And the American people need to understand something. We can't win every election. But these people are playing outside the box now. These aren't policy differences. This is a choice about whether you love America or hate America. You can't think of a single thing that Joe Biden and the Democrat Party have said that's positive about our founding documents, our principles, and the American people, all of us, red-blooded regardless of our color and race. They always put us down. That's it.
Want to see more Mark Levin? Go to LevinTV.com and subscribe now.